Hello, this is Renee the Curious, and today I want to show you a problem or opportunity that I discovered in my code base for Alberta Wellfinder, and I'm going to use different models to accomplish something that is kind of tricky to do in one shot. At least I think so. Now, to give you context, what we're going to do is revise the both pricing, communication, and strategy and plan for this product. So in Alberta Wellfinder, you can look for, find wells, view them, as well as facilities and pipelines. For example, this one contains salt water. And so I've simplified and revised the description of these plans as to what you get and how it works. Then I dragged and dropped this file, which is page.svelte/pricing route, into Claude Sonnet 4 desktop version and had a conversation with it regarding what I want to accomplish and why. And what I did first, dragging and dropping both the page as well as the PRD for the previous features/pricing comparison. And as you can see here, please revise the features so that it reflects the purpose and spirit of the pricing page, blah, blah, blah. And we went back and forth and got some questions, which I answered. And Claude then wrote a very comprehensive and basically what I want, PRD for the new features. Now, we go back into the sandbox, and one of the things I asked it, because it doesn't actually know the structure of my project, is would it help if I provided a list of the route file structure? And of course, I know that it would, but I just wanted to ask if it would help Claude Sonnet 4 revise the PRD even further. And so now I want to generate that file hierarchy so that it knows where the code is and the relationship's a little bit better. And so to do that, I'm going to use Google Gemini 2.5 Flash, which is inexpensive and fast, and simply ask it. In fact, let's do something a little different. We're going to ask it to do this, but I'm going to ask Claude Sonnet here, please, the prompt for Gemini Pro 2.5, sorry, not Pro, 2.5, Flash, to recursively inspect the routes folder to create a hierarchy of files and brief purpose for you to revise your PRD. Okay, and I might speed this up if that process takes a while, but we'll start with a good prompt. All right, that's pretty good. Okay, I like it. So let's copy this. Wow, that's a really good prompt. And it's even, yeah, okay, let's see what it does. All right, so go here, paste, and actually one more thing we're going to say to our little model, Mr. Flash. Oh, actually, that's interesting. There is a limit to how much you can paste in here, it would appear, which I didn't run into before. Let's see. So let's make sure that we are, oh, no. Here we go. So there's copying this. And then this is a different artifact. Huh. Okay, let's just copy old school and now we have focus on, format as. Okay, so that's the complete prompt. I'm not sure why it created multiple artifacts, but it did. And now let's go. While it's working, one of the reasons why I like using Flash for more tedious but relatively simple kinds of operations like this is not just cost, although as you can see, we've just broken 2 pennies, almost 3, but it's fast. It did that in, I don't know, how long did it do that? 10 seconds? And now we have our markdown, I think. Well, just text describing all of those routes. Wow, that's amazing. Almost 200 lines. So let's ask Claude now. And always I put this in. This is actually my system prompt, but I find sometimes repeating yourself with what you want nudges the models to give it extra emphasis or importance in asking clarifying questions, right? So there's that. And here is the file structure. And so now what it should do is tell me that it's very confident. All right. And this is important, actually. So it now knows there are protected routes. This requires an authenticated session. It's figured out a lot of things. Wow, amazing. And it's revising. Now, the other nice thing about using Claude Desktop in conjunction with a AI model in VS Code through Klein, which I'm doing, and I switch between Flash Pro and Claude Sonnet 4, depending on the complexity of the task and how intelligent the model needs to be, is that I'm giving the desktop Claude just the context, the degree or surface area of cognitive context required for this one task, so it doesn't get overwhelmed. Also, I pay a flat monthly subscription for Claude Desktop that I can use it effectively as much as I want, and there's no cost beyond that. So it's a bit more economical than running everything through VS Code at times. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So let's copy this. And okay, copy. There we go. Figure out how to copy. And we'll go back to, what I'm going to do here. I'm not going to throw this away. Let's call this I have a PRD folder. And one thing I'm finding lately is it's kind of nice to modularize the PRDs so that we don't have to do this again. In fact, if I do want to use the models within VS Code, I can simply say, look at the PRD folder if you're unsure regarding the structure and nature, purpose of different routes and files. So we'll save that. And then go back to our features. So 160 lines currently. Select all, paste, 166. Okay, so I'm not going to read through this. I'm going to trust that Claude Desktop via Sonnet 4 understood and is now in a position for me to run a migration where it will go through step by step and change some of the hooks, the server components, to reflect the new features versus which plan the users are on. And I'm going to record that in a separate video. It might take a little bit longer, but I thought I'd share this with you today because it's kind of fun and is another way that many of us are using different models in different ways, different platforms within the editor, outside of it, in order to accomplish more focused and efficient use of these powerful and in some cases very inexpensive but fast models. Anyways, that's all for today. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.